Hi everybody, welcome to this video. Today I'm going to show you a flip through and bit of a first impression on this book called Couturier Sewing Class, written by Japanese author Yukari Nakano, published in 2015. This is a fully Japanese book which comes with patterns as well on a large printed sheet. I'm going to be showing you all the designs in the book, flip through all of the looks, and then I will give you some information about the book in general and just some of my personal first impressions. Wherever you want to go, check out the timestamps over here and find your spot. Let's open the book. Now, a bit more information about the book. As you can see, most of the designs are fairly simple. I don't believe any of them require any zippers. There are a few that have popper buttons like the coat or the coatigan, but nothing with very hard skills you need to learn. It does come with full-size pattern pieces that are overlapped, although not too terribly. However, I do find it a little bit puzzling that there are not different types of line styles to denote the different sizes. For example, as you see here, small, medium, large, and extra large are all of the same lines, but just labeled slightly differently. You have to be quite careful when you are tracing off these patterns. The pages are double-sided printed, and some of them are blue, some of them are red in various colors, although it's not exactly coordinating. You will have to translate and read some of the names, which will tell you which pieces go with which pattern. It really helps if you have a general understanding of construction of these pieces to get a feel of seeing which piece is which. But of course, they do label all of that clearly on the front of each pattern sheet here. One thing to note is that some of these designs, while I did show you many, are just variations on a similar pattern. For example, this top over here with the split neckline can of course be extended to make a dress with the exact same neckline and top. There is a sizing chart included right here, which I will enlarge and fit on the screen for you. All of the units of measurement are given in centimeters, as that is the standard unit used in Japan. Sizes range from small, medium, large, and LL, which I believe is extra large. They tell you that the model showing the clothes in the front is 170 centimeters approximately. According to the sizing chart, if you are between small up to medium, it is drafted for a height of someone 153 to 160 centimeters. If you're in the large or extra large range, it would be for someone 160 to 165. Altogether, this is definitely for someone of a shorter stature than most American and European sewing patterns and fit models. I will say with my current body measurements at 5'2", around 35, 27, 28, and 37, I actually fall a bit between the medium to the large. That's just something to take note if you are looking to size up these patterns. Although many of them, as you probably notice, are fairly loose fitting, and you might get away with a smaller size than what it looks like on the chart. Now you'll want to know that all of the patterns come with seam allowances built in. However, it is very scant. By most standards in Asian sewing magazines and books, it is a 1 centimeter seam allowance, unless otherwise noted, which translates to be about 3/8 of an inch or 4/8 of an inch, otherwise about ½ an inch. You will notice that in the instructions on the back, it is less of a step-by-step, but more of a diagram along with some informational text. I actually quite prefer this format of instructions. However, it's not as sequential if you have never sewn before. It may not be as obvious which steps to do first, next, and last. There is 1 or 2 cutting layouts usually included. The fabric that seems to be most popular is a narrower width of about maybe 45 inches or so. I know most fabrics produced in Asia tend to be quite narrow, especially some of the nicer cotton prints. It will tell you upon translation what type of fabric has been used in the example and what fabrics are recommended, along with fabric lengths and requirements. Some of the pieces they will just ask you to draft specifically if it is something rather small. Now, I am currently in the process of making a pair of pants, which is this one right here. I do notice, following exactly the instructions, that some of the procedures are quite simplified and the seam finishes are not necessarily how I would personally do them. Nonetheless, it does give a perfectly good finish, and if you are so interested, there is one example of making one of the tops with diagrams step by step. Do note that they will show you how to read some of the symbols with a legend here. These might be different than what you are used to if you sew with American or UK patterns and or books, or just from different countries. I know most of the big fours that we can get here in Canada do not necessarily use the same denotations. Now, I believe the person that wrote this book, Yukari Nakano, probably has a sewing studio or hosts sewing lessons, is my guess. I don't know if that is still running right now or not. They have published a few books in the range Couturier sewing class, and I might pick up a few more here and there. I hope you enjoyed this flip through of this book. If you have any questions, I will try my best to answer for you down below. I will say I don't read Japanese, but between some personal sewing experience, some common sense, and Google Translate, I managed to get through most of the instructions just fine. Thanks for watching and have an awesome day.